The night before I swam Lake Zurich, I had to redo my will because I literally didn't know if I'm going to make it or not. Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. Live your life to the fullest, out of comfort zone, in comfort zone. Everything is for us.
Welcome to Out of Our Comfort Zone. Hosted by a high-performance athlete and Guinness World Record holder, this is a podcast where we share actionable strategies, inspiring stories, and expert insights to turn adversity into high potential for ambitious leaders, CEOs, HROs, and athletes seeking to excel in high-pressure environments. Here's your host, Deniz Kayadalin.
Hello, everyone. Today I have a really special guest, Barkai, the pioneer of ice swimming, the founder of International Ice Swim Association. He made impossible possible and touched so many hearts worldwide. I started with ice swimming 4 years ago in Poland. It was still the pandemic time. And we had only 300, 400 swimmers. And this year, I attended again the World Championship of Ice Swimming, and we were more than thousands of people. So it doubled, it tripled, and it will be more and more. And it's thanks to you, Ram. So thank you for joining this podcast today. You are the world record holder, the founder. You do amazing things, and many people know you as the IISA founder. But today I also want to go a little bit deeper and checking also behind the scenes, what drives you really, what motivates you really, and how you came to this situation of success of your peak, what drives you. But for also the business people maybe who don't know you, can you a little bit introduce yourself?
Oh, that can take a long time. But in short, born in Israel, I lived in Japan for many years. I came to South Africa about 40 years ago, and I have 4 kids in South Africa. I've been swimming in open water all my life, but not in a structured way, more adventurous way. I grew up by the water, in the water. For me, I probably still feel more comfortable in the water than outside the water.
Yeah, I see organizing the big world championship events, and still Barkai is in the water competing, going out, managing other people. So it's insane how you do both. So still you're living the both lives.
Yeah, you have to swim. I don't know when I'll stop swimming. I'll probably stop swimming when I can't, rather than when someone tells me you shouldn't. Yeah, so I studied computer science. I was in finance, a hedge fund trader in Japan and in Hong Kong. I came back to South Africa in 96, and due to some injuries, I decided to go back to swimming, and I started swimming in a pool, and I started swimming in the sea. The sea here is quite rough, as you know. You swim here in Robben Island, and cold, and it's part of my mindset, I had to, if I like the sea, I have to adapt to the conditions here. So I adapted. I realized that actually I like the cold, and I also realized that whatever reason, I handled the cold very well. Yeah. And then I went to Antarctica. I was also a CEO of a bank here in a listed financial company in South Africa. I know I don't look like a CEO of a bank, but...
You were the CEO of a bank? Wow.
I was a CEO of a bank, a listed public company.
I used to go to South Africa.
My first ex-wife.
Okay, so because of love, you went to South Africa. You had a classical finance job, not even classical finance job. You were the CEO of a listed banking. Wow, so that's impressive.
I was running a hedge fund. I was working for Fleming's. It's a British company in Tokyo and then in Hong Kong for 9 years. And then I came back to South Africa to the real life. Also, my second daughter was born, so I had to be, we needed, you will know, a more supportive and comfortable environment. And I found a job in a small startup, and I ended up as a CEO after 5 years. And I was a CEO of a company. Interestingly enough, there was a time where my passion for ice swimming started to grow more and more, and my passion for banking started to freeze. And at some stage, I think 2012, my passion for ice swimming and the freedom, basically, of do what makes me feel alive was stronger than the paycheck that they were paying me.
Yeah.
So I retired. And
How
since
old
then,
were
I
you
focus
when
on
you
ice cream.
retired? When you make this decision?
I was 55.
Yeah.
It's never an easy decision. And it was also a decision because I left Katie's and I could have started something new in finance. I could have joined another company, or I just, when I finished after about 30 years in business trading, I needed to get out of the cage into a place where I put the boundaries and I decide where I go, what I do, and I never looked back. I don't miss it one day.
So with 55, you decided then to quit your job. You were the CEO, you were on the top of the hierarchy level, but you said your passion freezed a little bit for the business, banking, and your passion started with ice swimming. And what was the turning point? Because being an ice swimmer, starting as an ice swimmer, with what age you started with ice swimming?
Real ice swimming, my first ice swim in Antarctica was in 2008. And I think, but I already started to do other adventure swimming. I was swimming a lot in the sea, doing a lot of swims in Cape Town. I was part of a small group that we swam the entire length of the Orange River in a stage relay. So it took us, we did 500 kilometers every year for 4 years because I was also working.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I do remember on the Orange River, which is in the border of South Africa in the north with Namibia, I remember standing there with a swimming costume. I was the CEO of the company at that stage, and I knew we were in the middle of a deal. I was only away for 11 days, but something went wrong. And I'm basically standing there with a swimming costume by the river on the rocks with a cell phone for about an hour, talking to my corporate finance team about the deal and sorting it all out, whatever we had to sort out. And then I put down the phone and go back and get into my interval of swimming. And
wow, that sounds like a movie scene. A relay, the CEO of a banking having the call and then continue with swimming. Amazing. I can imagine that picture in my mind. Yeah. And you could swim, you could be an athlete, but you didn't just be an athlete and breaking world records for yourself. Then you created the International Ice Swim Association, the IISA. So how this happened, how you come to this bigger vision, bigger purpose, not just serving yourself, your own success, but you created a massive impact to the world. And now, thanks to you, many swimmers competing,
freezing to death, yeah.
finding each other in this community, like-minded people, is insane. So from zero, you created a big movement.
Yeah, I think one of my friends once told me that, Ram, you like to drag people to your adventures. So I think part of it, there are two elements to this. One, I did my first ice mile, which is IISA, first ice mile in Zurich, Lake Zurich in 2009, a year after Antarctica. So it's a little bit late to start. You know, I see some people, ice swimmers, retiring at that age.
Yeah.
I only started my first ice mile at the age of 52. I think probably if I started earlier, I would probably do many more crazy things. But
maybe the universe
so
protected you. Who knows?
Somehow I've been protected from. I've done enough crazy things before that, so it's fine. It wasn't the first time. It's kind of my nature. And when I came back from Antarctica, I think it was when I came back from Antarctica, I realized I can handle the cold. I've got a strong mind. I can handle the cold better than many people, but I'm not superhuman. I'm not a mutant or anything like that. I'm actually a normal person. I'm not even very well padded, you know. I'm relatively skinny for an ice swimmer.
Yeah.
I'm not a great swimmer. I know so many people that swim much better than me. And I realized I've got the combination of a strong mind and a big thirst for adventures. And it fascinated me that no one really knew much about ice swimming. You know, when I asked around, when I went to swim in Antarctica, I literally didn't know if I'm going to make it or not. The night before I swam Lake Zurich, I had to redo my wheel because I was going to swim. I swam 2.3 kilometers. It was my first ice mile was 2.3 kilometer because 1 mile was too short. And I had no idea.
Mm.
And I think I realized that there's some world out there, that I discovered something there, which is a very healthy combination of crazy and healthy and wonderful, which is it's a combination that I like.
Yeah.
And no one knows much about this. Even the doctors that I asked about this, I realized that some of them, or many of them, told me, I don't really know or understand. It's not something we have done. We have tested.
Yeah.
I tried to find people that done that. And I also realized there's a lot of stories, as you know. There's a lot of stories they're stories, but they're not facts. And I was interested in facts because I wanted to know, where's my limit? What can I do? How much can I go? Who is the fastest one? Who is the strongest one? And then I said, you know what, let me put some kind of a safety net of safety and integrity, because it was very important to me to have some rules and some guidelines and some structure. I think, like many things, you never start something with a vision to see where it got to. I never planned IISA to be where it is today. It kind of evolved, and my job is to make sure that it evolves in the right direction, in the right way.
And now you have so many countries who is member of IISA, and I know you have a bigger vision now, because ice swimming was first not known. Now our ice swimming is known. Now people know, oh, people can compete in ice water. And now you have another bigger version to make ice swimming Olympic.
Yeah, it's not a bad dream, it's big. It's big enough. I really hope I'm going to be around to see it, but I hope it will happen. I think, I have no doubt that ice swimming deserves to be in the Winter Olympic.
Yeah.
I think we've done enough swims, races, infrastructure, safety to demonstrate to ourselves, first of all, that it's a sport that can be competed at that level.
Yeah.
And hopefully enough to demonstrate, and this is the process where we are now, demonstrating to World Aquatic and to the world that ice swimming with IISA has a place in the Olympic game. It will take some time. Olympic game, even World Aquatic, is a very established and maybe not old, but it's a institution that's been around for a long time.
Yeah. What kind of criteria still we need to fulfill to get there? That's also now my next manifestation, to be there, swim there in Olympics. So I don't know how, but if it's coming, I want to be there.
We all want to be there. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. So there are various criteria. You have to be well organized. You have to have a record. I think for Summer Olympic, the criteria are much more stringent than for Winter Olympic. For Winter Olympic, I think we fulfill basically most of the criteria. We've done some work for World Aquatic Medical Committee, and they liked us. We signed recently with European Aquatic. I really hope that after Molveno 2026, next year, we will sign with World Aquatic as a recognized ice swim. So there are steps, I think mostly because it is perceived to be such a crazy extreme sport, yet it is much safer than many other sports that we see. People hurt themselves in triathlon, in Ironman, on cycle race. People get heart attack and all sorts of things. In ice swimming, we're not that big yet, but we don't really have many injuries. It's not a contact sport. And in some way, the fact that it has a mind barrier that this is crazy, this is dangerous, I'm going to die, in some paradoxical way, make it actually safer, because people take it really seriously. Because, to go and ride on a bicycle for hours on the road, it seems it's fine, but people die all the time in accidents, and they fall and they break stuff, etc. So the perception of our sport actually work to our benefit in terms of safety.
Yeah, we are more careful and more mindful.
Yeah, we are very mindful and careful and studied about that, which is very good. And to become an Olympic sport, especially, it's a mainstream sport. We know we're not coming who's breakdancing or some niche small sport. This is a mainstream sport. When ice swimming will become in the Winter Olympic, I hope sooner than later, it may become, I believe it will change Winter Olympic because everyone understands swimming.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world would like to see these crazy people swimming in below 5 degrees in this beautiful setup with snow and mountain. And we already know that the competition quality and everything is going to be top class.
Yeah.
It will be just like the Summer Olympic, a little bit different, but the quality of the competition will be the best in the world, the fastest, the strongest. So I think
can
it will be
already
amazing.
imagine it. So, and I
Yeah,
hear you also how you imagine, how you visualize it. And it's also one of the most important success factor of getting successful, right? First, having a vision, a dream, and really imagine it with the details, and then sharing your imagination with other people. So you give now also other people, responsible people, this vision. And I feel it's just a matter of time when we will do that, right? It's not if we do
thank
that, but
you.
how and when.
Thank you for your belief, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
A vision is very important. It's probably one of the reasons I left the financial industry because, especially in banking, etc., the vision was to make more money.
Mm.
I always lived by, I have to have what I need. It's very important. I've got 4 kids and 3 daughters, and it's very important. Part of my education is you need to find a way to have what you need, because once you have what you need, the world become a much safer place, and also you can fulfill your dreams if you have what you need. You don't have to have everything that you want, because the chase to have everything that you want is endless. There's always someone who is going to have more than you have.
Yeah.
More cars, more money, more houses, more clothes, more shoes, more hair, more everything. Yeah. And it actually happened to me while I was working as a high-powered position, well-paid in the financial industry, but doing more and more adventures, not just ice swimming. We went to Alaska, we went to Patagonia, swimming Cape Horn. We went to, I can't even remember, we went to a lot of places, Dead Sea, Red Sea. And I realized that I have what I want. I have what I need. Sorry. I have what I need.
Yeah.
But what I want is that part, not chasing money and a bigger house and a bigger house. It's always nice to have financial freedom, and it's nice to have a good house and comfortable life, but it's a trap because you can't go, I don't walk into my house every day and say, wow, because you walk into your house and you say, ooh, we need a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one, where adventures doesn't cost you that much. It costs you, and it's healthy, and it gives you experiences that, and that's one of the reasons you mentioned. You see me swimming in Megève, in Molveno. I would like to swim in IISA events for as long as I can,
Because this is your passion. This is your real passion. You do what you
Yeah, but Molveno, all of these events are really hard work for me and other people. It's a lot of stress, a lot of hard work to get this event rolling. There's a lot of safety issue all the time. It's not just a warm. But for me, I didn't swim all the distances that I wanted to, but I could. And suddenly someone said, I think Sam tells me, Ram, you're swimming 500 or 250 in 10 minutes. Okay, quickly change, quickly do my swim, get dressed.
Yeah.
And my spirit is up here again, like it elevates me.
So important to do what you love, right? And you gave really nice life lessons, like you need to earn what you need, not what you want, because what you want is endless. You chase and chase, and there's no limit. There's always a better car, a better yacht, a better house on the sea, with sea view, with mountain view, whatever, right? So there's no limit. And the adventures is basically investing to yourself, investing to your own self-worth, to your own self-confidence, right? So the more you step out of comfort zone, the more you are expanding your comfort, and you master the situation of being comfortable in discomfort. like in the ice, you feel still comfortable, you feel still safe, because you know you rely on your own body, right? What you told me at the beginning of our conversation, you said, I was in Alaska, in Antarctica, I recognized, I explored myself, that I can handle the cold, I can handle the ice. And if you wouldn't go the step of out of comfort, you wouldn't never recognize what you are capable of, right? You could work for money as a CEO, you have the power, you have the money, but you would never recognize, explore yourself in this kind of situation, how mentally and physically strong you are. And the spiritual part, the emotional part, what drives you? So how you motivate yourself also in setbacks. So did you had any setbacks in your life where you said, oh my gosh, everything is looking so bad, but still you find yourself out of this? What was this light, your light? What you hold it at this time, the anchor point?
Yeah, I think I definitely had many more failures than successes in my life. I think the current life, a lot of people like to talk about, to project an image of a very successful, powerful, happy person. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a positive realistic. That's what I call myself, you know.
And authentic, then I would say. If you don't pretend something, you're authentic.
Yeah, I'm authentic. Sometimes it's my curse, because I don't always fit in many places, because I am who I am, and I can only be who I am. Like Oscar Wilde said, everyone else is taken, so I can only be myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I definitely believe, I can't remember who said that, probably, I think Elon Musk said that, but it's not his original say, that we really only learn from our failures, not from our successes. And even in my book, when I reflect on a few things that came easy to me, I was good at. We all have things that come easy to us and maybe are very difficult to others. Even in university, I studied computer science. I started with theoretical math and physics, and then I moved to computer science, and it was an easy topic.
Yeah.
And sometimes I looked to the left and I saw some people who were really struggling with something that was easy for me. Then I looked to the right and I see some people that just cruise through some of the topic in mathematics that I just had a headache looking at it, you know? So it's interesting. In university, for example, I only went to university at the age of 26. I never finished high school. I left high school because it was boring, and I basically enjoyed more time in the lake than in school. But when I finished later on at the age of 26, I had to do a one-year course in order to get to university, and I managed, and I got into science and physics, math, and computer science. And I always looked around and tried to pick up people that are smarter and better than me, even though they make you feel sometimes stupid,
Feel less
incompetent. I'd always rather hang around with the lions, even if I'm at the back of the pack, than lead a pack of less stronger, and leverage on that. So I always picked up people that I thought smarter than me, stronger than me, because I had a lot to learn from them. And I learned. I never got as fast, strong, clever as they are, but it made me a better person, stronger, better person, you know? And in adventure as well. I think that's probably go back to your question. Why did you start ice swimming? I said, because I wanted to find the people that are stronger than me, better than me, faster than me, because I can learn from them. If I come back from Antarctica and Lake Zurich and I think I'm the best in the world, I will never grow. I will stay in the same place with a lot of Guinness World Records, because I'm the only one who's doing this, you know? For me, personal growth is always challenge yourself. Comfort zone is something that I miss it sometimes when I haven't had it for a long time, but I don't miss it for long. I can't rest. For example, if the doctor said rest, so I rest. Rest for me is working by the computer, not lying in bed. I'll go mad if I have to lie in bed for a few days, you know? So
you need to push yourself. It gives you
energy. It's a bit of a curse.
Yeah.
But I think everything has a shadow, as they say, So I'm restless. I like risk. I like adventures. It does take me to places sometimes that I regret, but then I learn. But yeah, I prefer to, as hard as it is, I enjoy failing.
Is there one example what you can share with us as a failure? Because people now listening to you, right? So also you are the book author of From Fire to Ice, not from fear, From Fire to Ice. So people look at you, world records here, CEO there, founder here, having big visions. But maybe you can share with us something relatable, some small failure where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I have a lot of failures, and I'm not shy or hide any of my failures. On the contrary, but a very good example of failure is my first Robben Island swim. It's a very well-known swim from Robben Island to land.
Yeah.
It's not a long swim. It's only 7.3 kilometers.
Yeah, I did it
But the temperature,
during pandemic, before pandemic crisis, I was there.
I remember that, yeah. And it's a kind of a unique swim. I was also working in this financial services company, and I was on the board, and our partners on the board were political prisoners for Robben Island. So swim from Robben Island to land. And later on, by the way, I started a freedom swim for 20 years. It was events taking people from Robben Island to shore, which I stopped at the pandemic and focused on ice. But I went to swim my first Robben Island. I can't remember when it was. It was a long time ago. And the water temperature was about 13. I pulled out halfway. I was very cold. I remember I was lying in the boat and a friend covered me with a blanket, and I had such a strong after drop. It was I was very new to the cold, a long time in the cold. And it was a real mind, a failure can break you. And the challenge is to stand up and to try again. And I can't remember when I went to do it again. The water was warmer. It was easy. And since I'd done about 30 Robben Island crossing, some of them I've done at 10, 11 degrees. Some of them I've done without a swim cap.
Wow.
And one of them we even done for a friend's birthday, and we stopped halfway. It was cold, 13 degrees. We had a tot of tequila for his birthday, and we finished the swim, another hour and a half swim in 13 degrees, and it was fine. So every time when I mentioned to someone that I felt my first Robben Island, they said, I can't believe it. You walk on water. I said, I don't walk on water. Someone else did that. I just swim, and I fell, and I do it again, and I fell and do it again, and it's part of life.
It's part of life. Despite falling, the real success is how you wake up, how you learn and grow. And I love what you say, that you broke the world records, you were in Antarctica, in Alaska, and what drives you is you still had the motivation to be a better version of yourself, to challenge yourself. So it wasn't just the status to have a world record or something. You still seeked for growth, and you checked mentors, right? Like informal mentor environment. So
that's what I do.
It's better for you, who is better than you. And despite you felt sometimes less, but you saw it as a motivation for your self-growth. You saw it as an opportunity, right? Rather than getting jealous or feeling triggered, but many people do, right? So you seek for this trigger point and said, okay, how I can be better. And that makes you more and more successful.
100%, yeah. It's not easy when you start getting older, because I always say when people come to the swimming pool, and how was the swim? I swim in the pavilion. It's a 50-meter outdoor pool, beautiful one. And I tell them, every year the pool is getting longer. My times are the same, 100-meter, but the pool is getting longer. But in some way, interestingly enough, I'm 67, turning 68 this year.
Oh, wow.
And
you look like 55.
Yeah, I feel like 25, but my body doesn't follow. It's interesting that it is another challenge, aging, because you're basically swimming against the current, every year. is
Yeah.
getting harder. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how hard you work, you try and keep the same pace, the same endurance, the same thing, and it's just getting harder and harder. But it's interesting. So that's kind of one of my newer challenge in the last few years. How do you continue to chase what you want
Yeah.
in a shifting environment? Because the environment is changing, and some people give up and say, that's enough. I've been told many times, Ram, I had a pacemaker installed 2 years ago
Mm.
in my heart. And all the doctors said, enough of this nonsense, ice swimming. It's time that you sit under a tree and read a book with a cup of tea. And I said, nonsense. And then this February, I swam 1 kilometer in Antarctica. It was -1 degree with Linton. We swam
Wow.
together
Yeah.
with a pacemaker. I don't think anyone done this before. It's not a Guinness World Record. I don't care about Guinness World Record in that sense, but it's no one done this before. No doctors heard about this. So it was a huge adventure without record, without anything, but it was a huge personal adventure for me, because when I had the pacemaker installed, when they just started talking about this, I thought that's the end of ice swimming for me.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to go that road and to start going back into the cold. And again, I asked the doctor, what happens if I swim in cold water? And I don't know anyone.
You
I
didn't
couldn't
know.
find
So
other people.
you had to
I know
risk.
people have heart problems, but I didn't know. I couldn't find anyone with a pacemaker
Yeah.
that's swimming in the ice. So
And
I
how you
went and
dealt
did.
with this risk, how you dealt with these fears. So do you feel any fears in your life?
Of course, I feel fear, but I also have a switch here. Everyone's got a switch here. They just don't know how to use it. And it's not there's a switch of no fear very close to the stupid button. There's 2 buttons here. So you have to be careful to press the no fear switch, not the stupid button. So I think it took me a while. I got back into swimming after I had the pacemaker installed. Took me a while physically to adjust to it.
Yeah.
It takes your body a while to adjust to have a heart that being paced abnormally rather than naturally. Also, it's quite an operation. I got used to it.
Yeah.
And I started to swim in the cold. And then I think I called the doctor and the guys, and I sat in an ice bath with an ECG, because my pacemaker I've got a implanted ECG, so it can talk to an iPad, and they could basically see my heart in real time while I was in the ice bath for 20 minutes. I said it was 2 degrees, and I sat down for 20 minutes to see how, and it was fine.
Okay.
So the next step was to start swimming in cold water. And so I started swimming in cold water and did more and more. And obviously, I can't do what I did 20 years ago, maybe, but I can do a lot of stuff that other people my age can't do, or with a pacemaker. So I always find challenges in my life.
Yes, you don't want to stop yourself, limit yourself, right? So because that makes you alive, to keep alive, to do your adventures, to do your challenges. And it takes a really big courage to say, okay, despite this operation, I still go back to the ice water where all the doctors and everyone says, Ram, stop, now it's time to stop. But you also do risk management, right? So you went into the ice bed, you still had
Of course.
under
Yeah.
control. So it's not just having courage and just go. So you trained, you did everything for your healing. So you take responsibility for your health, but still your vision doesn't stop, right? So that's so important. That keeps you alive, I think. And
Exactly.
you created this global movement now. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? What kind of values or mindset you want to leave behind for the younger generations, for people maybe who even didn't start with ice swimming? They have all their fears, limiting beliefs, but it shouldn't be also just ice swimming. It can be everything in life, right? So we speak now about ice swimming, but some people maybe think about being an entrepreneur like you did, like I did then also last year, full-time entrepreneur. It can be another ice water experience, right? Climbing to Mount Everest. It can be a different Ironman challenge, whatever. But people have their limiting beliefs, they have their fear, and what kind of legacy values you want to leave behind, what you wouldn't want to give as a main message to all the people who are listening.
For IISA, I think aside from Olympics, also I wanted to grow, and it also has a lot of elements to it, from health to mind, whatever. I just want to, I'm doing a lot of work making sure that it continues without me. Okay. And I believe that it's bigger than me now, and I really want it to continue. For me, my legacy would be that it continues and it evolves and it grows regardless of what happens to me. That's very important to me because it changed my life. It changed many people's life, and I'd like it to continue.
Yeah.
As a lesson to life lesson, I don't know, I'm still learning. There's still a lot of stuff that every day I do something, I discover something, and I think if I had this knowledge 20 years ago, I would have been so much better as a CEO, so much better as a father, so much better as a partner, so much better in so many things. So for me, don't stop getting better or explore, to dare. I always say, don't be scared to dare. Don't be scared to dare, and don't do things because someone else tells you shouldn't. Do things because there's a calling or something tells you, I want to do this swim. I want to go to mountain. I want to start a company. Don't let anyone tell you that it's not going to work. Okay?
Yeah.
You can try. If you're going to fail, for anyone to have success, they have to go through a lot of failures.
Yeah.
So for someone to not try because they want to go straight to the success, it's a shortcut that is not available in life. It's only available if you win the lottery. And for many people, if you only win the lottery, destroy their life, probably that made their life. So if you want to have this amazing success in however you define success for yourself, family, your partner, your kids, life, you have to fail a lot. And the only way to fail is to try.
I love it.
And it didn't work. You get so much wisdom from your failures that also when you get to a place where you succeed, you have a lot of wisdom how to make that success stay.
Yeah.
Rather than it was a unicorn or was accidental, but you don't know how to grow that success.
And how to digest the success as well, right? Because many people get successful and then they lose themselves. They don't know what to do with the success. And then
exactly, they start swimming, they start doing things for success rather than for the passion. I always say fame is a trap. Be careful. Don't let it spoil your heart. So for me, many times when in IISA, I look at stuff that I did 15 years ago as a CEO, and I said, so many mistakes that I made as a CEO and I said I could do it better, but now I can use IISA to do it better. I've learned from these things, and maybe when I'm 80, 90, I'll know much better, but I'm still learning. Yeah.
I love your response. Your humbleness is so inspiring as well, that you say you're still learning. And there's also a word like in the philosophy, I don't remember the name of the author, but the more you know, the more you know what you don't know, right? And your example is the perfect
I'm not sure who said
perfect example that you achieved so many successes, so many milestones, and still you say, hey, I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And I think that that's a really big role model behavior, because we all can always learn, and we need always mentors. For example, we don't have a lot of connection, but you are some kind of also my mentor. So when you called me 1 year ago, I sit on my lap.
You'll never forgive me for that.
Questioning my life a little bit. Do I want to get the partner track? When I will get my next promotion? What I will do with my life? So I was really in this kind of questioning modus. And then you write me an email and said, Denise, do you want to join World Records Project? And I said, is it a joke? But then I thought, Barkai, he is a busy man, so he wouldn't write me a joke email from South Africa to Switzerland. And then I contacted you, and you said you have one day to decide 1 year, 1 month to prepare to go to Nepal. I said, is it really a joke or was it? And at the end, I said, yes, I had fear. I didn't know that I can do it, but I said, at least try, as you said. Yeah. If I never try, I will never know. And we need to be careful what we are manifesting, because when I was in the World Championships, I saw there many other world record holders. I said, oh, I don't know how, but I would love to have a world record also in my in my background.
We all do, yeah, sure.
And then you came with this big opportunity, and I said then yes, and I never regret it. It changed my life. I had my complete breakthrough moment on the mountain. I questioned my life. I said, okay, when I die now, what is in my checklist? What is done? What is missing? And
Yeah.
then suddenly you start think differently, right? And that was maybe the moment where I said, okay, now I leave also my corporate life and do something with all these experiences, all these insights, all this wisdom. And I'm still learning, of course, as well, still learning. And that's why I'm so happy to speak with you, with inspiring mentors, I call. And it shouldn't be, a mentor shouldn't be always with you, always speaking with you. So you inspired me from this world championship, and then, even one connection. So we have so less connection points, but every time you do something, also changing my life. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. And I wanted
For the better, I hope, yeah.
And my next manifestation is when people ask, what is your next challenge? It's swimming with you in Antarctica. So I hope we will make it. Let's see when.
Okay.
But
We're going to Antarctica in February after Molveno,
yeah,
literally a week or two after Molveno. And I'd like to go every year. For me, it's not really a business. It's more enables me to go to Antarctica once a year and swim, which is I think very few people can. For me, it's more luxury than having a huge house to go to Antarctica with Sam once a year and swim. And it's like, and meet some people that became basically friends for life.
yeah,
But I'm also going to Svalbard, hopefully in May or June or July next year.
yeah.
And I'm also organizing a trip to North Japan to swim and ice swimming in the winter in North Japan, because
Oh, wow.
I've always got that. I lived in Japan for 7 years, so there's some affinity there to.
Okay.
I love the culture and I love their food most of all,
Yeah.
and the onsen
And
yeah.
what is more special from your point of view, Antarctica or Svalbard? Also for people who are considering to come with you.
Oh, so I went to Antarctica first. I'm trying to think if I've been to Antarctica twice. No, I've been to Antarctica 5 times now, and every trip is different, and it's such a wow place. It's very inaccessible. Svalbard is more accessible. It doesn't make it less beautiful and less wow, but it's just more accessible. So if you had to choose, if you only can go to one, I would go to Antarctica, because Antarctica literally feels like you're in another planet, in another world. It's so, you are so far from everywhere. You really know that if anything happens, and I think it was after Oradea in Romania, I got very sick and I went to Japan. I've got an immune system meltdown because of some operation, and I couldn't swim. I swam 200 meter because I couldn't resist it, but I was very sick. Luckily, Michal, the doctor from Poland, gave me some magic injection that saved my life. But I really thought I'm gonna stay there.
Wow. Okay.
On the ship to Japan, I was lying in bed with more than 40 degrees Celsius body temperature.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to Antarctica. There's no hospital, nothing. But dying in Antarctica is not a bad place to go, so it's fine, So go back to your question. I think I would go first to Antarctica.
Yeah.
If you can. If you can't afford it, because go to Svalbard, but Svalbard is a magical place.
Yeah.
You have much more flexibility to do things in Svalbard, because Japan, you go on a cruise ship to the peninsula. You go on a very charted sort of route. It's amazing, and it looks different. A trip in November to a trip in February, it's like going to Mars or going to Pluto. It's a different planet because of the ice. It's a dynamic environment, but still Svalbard, you can go summer, winter, you can go dog sledging, you can go, it's a much more versatile place. And I'd love to go back to Svalbard. It's such a magical place as well. Crazy magical place. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
so go to Antarctica first.
Yeah.
And then start safe to go to Svalbard next.
Yes.
The most magical.
So that's my next dream. I'm definitely manifesting it and feeling it already. And before we close our great conversation, I want you mentioned several times Japan, right? And the Japanese philosophy of Ikigai. So the Ikigai is about do what you love, do what is good for other people, do what you paid off, and do what the world needs. And when I'm looking you as a role model, I think now
Thank you.
You reached your Ikigai, right? So you do what you love, you are swimming. You are not just swimming, you founded the IISA, Ice Swim World Association, and you are now the pioneer to make it even maybe Olympic, to bring it to Winter Olympics. So you are touching now thousands of people's hearts worldwide. So you do what you love, you do what you are good at, you are good with cold, you do what the world needs, and you are getting paid for it. So,
I'm not really getting paid for it, but I got paid in my previous life, so it's okay. I love it, and it's fine. I'm lucky to be able to afford it.
Yeah.
You're 100% right, and it's very important. It's a lifestyle. It's not a goal. Yeah, it's a lifestyle because every day you learn and you get better, and life is changing, and you are changing, and
what
you have to grow with life.
What are the 3 main learnings you had the past months or past years? What you would love to have when you were 40, 50? Anything you want to share with us when you say, yes, that would be that I learned recently with 65, 67. It would help me if I would know this knowledge in 40s, 30s. Anything you would like to share with us?
I think probably number one is patience. 95% of failures is because people give up too early, and because sometimes success has been easy. You had an easy swim, or you had luck, which is very important, and you didn't realize how lucky you are to have done something so difficult, and other people failed. So be patient, okay? If you really like something, don't give up too early. If it's really your passion, don't give up too early. Whatever it is, business, life, swims, try it again and again. It's not about getting success as soon as possible. It's about getting what you really want. Okay? I think number two, probably to humility. I think when you're much younger and success happens to you, especially in business, when you suddenly make a lot of money, or you think you're superhuman because you suddenly make a lot of money, and you think you're very important, and you think you're very powerful. And at the end of the day, life humbles you all the time. So even when you succeed, be humble about it and think about other people, because nobody's success is in isolation. Anyone who succeeds has environment that supported his success and made his success possible, even if you don't know it, okay? Like you said, some things that you do, maybe I, for whatever reason, influenced you and you succeed. Everyone rely on the environment to success. There's no success in isolation. So always remember that.
Exactly.
Don't get arrogant about your success. The more you succeed, the more humble you need to get, because you realize how lucky you are. And the last one is nothing lasts forever. So enjoy your life, because it's short and quick. Yeah. Don't waste it. Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever. Live your life to the fullest, out of comfort zone, in comfort zone. Everything is for us. Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Ram. It was a great,
Pleasure.
inspiring conversation. And wish you many more magical moments out of comfort
Thank
zone.
you.
And also for the listeners. So, so just keep going. Enjoy your life. See you
Thank
next
you.
time.
And see you all in the eye.
If you'd like to learn more about how we can help transform your life and live to your fullest potential in your personal or professional life, we invite you to visit our website at outofourcomfortzone.com. By the way, if you enjoyed listening to the show, please subscribe and rate it. Thank you.